What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another FB Designs tutorial. I am Rob, your host, and today we're going to be learning how to create this multiple screens effect in Adobe After Effects. So let's get started. Let's jump on over to After Effects. All I did was pull up my footage that I'm going to be using. You can use anything for this. You can Google around for free stock footage or use footage from your vacation or whatever, or even still images. So let's get started. Let's create a new composition. Let's name it main. We will leave it at 1920 by 1080, 30 frames a second, 10 seconds is fine. Click OK. First thing we want to do is drag in a piece of our footage. Right click on it, go to pre-compose. Let's name this placeholder. One. Move all attributes, click OK. Next, without having your placeholder 1 selected, click on your rectangle toolbox, and this is where we're going to create our bar. We want 0 stroke, and you can use whatever color fill you want for your bars. I'm using black, just like the preview. So let's create us a nice looking little bar here. That'll work out just fine. Next, what we want to do is go to rectangle 1, go to transform rectangle, go to rotation, go to 90 degrees. Then on your keyboard, hit left, go to approximately a quarter of your shot. Next, what we want to do highlight your rectangle, go up to Edit, go to Duplicate. Now we have a duplicate copy of it. Hit right on your keyboard, and get it approximately a quarter on your other side. Go to your move, hold shift, and drag it out just like that. So you're approximately the same distance on both sides. Yeah, something like that. That'll work just fine. Next, I'm going to take and make another rectangle. This will be for the bar in the center. Something just like that. Go to our move tool because I want to shrink this down. I don't want it to rotate it, so to right about there, and then we can adjust it. Just hit left on your keyboard a little bit so you can make slight adjustments. And there we go. So the next thing we want to do, right click, go to New, go to Adjustment Layer. Now we want to take this adjustment layer and drop it below the shape layer. Next, what you can do is do something like go to Effect, go to Color Correction, and drop tint in. Now it's going to change the whole picture, so what we need to do, or the whole footage. So what we want to do, and what I did in the preview, make sure you're selecting your adjustment layer, Go up to your rectangle tool. And we are just going to make a little box just like that. Just so this top one can be seen just like that. Go to invert. Next, what you want to do is kind of line it up in the center of your bar and create another one. You can invert this one also. I'm sorry, subtract on that one. And you're going to end up subtracting on this one also. Just like that. Also, what I did in the preview was throw in a Venetian blinds effect. Of course, you can play around with this. That's, you know, what you should be doing anyway. You don't want to make an exact copy. And there we go. You can change your width so you can make them a bit bigger. You can change your angle. And there we go. Now, sometimes, for whatever reason, when you're doing the transition completion, it'll toggle on your keyframe. So make sure you're looking at that. And it doesn't keyframe it because you'll be wondering why the transition is fading out at the beginning of your footage. Or you can let it transition out. It's strictly up to you. Like I said, again, be creative. Mess around with everything. Okay, so next what I did was I brought in my Ferris wheel footage and my fireworks footage. We are going to pre-compose these also. You can name it Placeholder 2. Move all attributes. Click OK. The same thing for your next piece of footage. Go to pre-compose. Placeholder 3. Now the reason why these are all being put in placeholders is because you can go into each of these compositions and change out your footage depending on what you want to do. Okay, so we could take our number 2, move it up, our number 3, move it up. All right, so we'll take the number 3 first, and we're going to scale this down. We're going to move it on over, just like this. You can go a little bit bigger than your composition just so you know that you're within the boundaries. You can see it peeking over, so yeah, something just like that. Now, of course, you're going to want to use better footage. In this case, footage from your phone would probably look a lot better in this section. Okay, for the second placeholder, here let's go ahead and move up on the frame so that way we can see the fireworks starting. That's the problem when you're using black footage. Okay, we're just gonna kind of squeeze this down until we can get it in there. We want to make sure we're not seeing anything on the tops and the bottoms, so we can bring this apart just a little bit, just like this. There we go. Now let's go back. We can do a RAM preview of this. And there you go. Three pieces of footage with different kinds of effects going on. You can also take and drop more effects, like right onto your placeholder. Let's see. And it'll fade through to the footage behind it if you choose to. We're not going to do that for this tutorial. But like I said, play around with it. There's tons of stuff that you can do. Alright, next what I did was I went to New, Text. Typed out New York trip. Okay, let's double click on that to highlight it all. I used an Arial font for this because it's something like you would see your camcorder or something like that using. Let's shrink this down a little bit. There we go. Let's zoom in. Let's get our move tool. Get it kind of centered up with the shot. That looks pretty good right there. About an equal distance. You could use rulers for this if you want it. And to do that, hold down Control and hit R. And you will get rulers on the sides, just like this. I hardly ever use them, but it'll give you a better idea of how to line your things up. So, and then just drag it over and release your mouse button to get rid of them. I'm going to hit Control R to get rid of the rulers, and there we go. Okay, so next thing I did was I went to New, Solid. For this, you can leave it white. It doesn't matter. Here, we could change the name to Numbers 1. Go on over here to Effects and Presets. Look for Numbers. It's a free, it comes with After Effects, so you don't have to worry about paying for a plugin. We'll click Center for this case, although it doesn't really matter. Click OK. Now we can take this and move it on over. Change this to a white or whatever color you prefer. I'm going to keep all the color the same. And for this one, all I did was some random numbers. Then take and highlight this. Hit Control D. Make another copy. We'll rename this Date. Go on over here. We'll go to Short Date. Grab it. And move it on over. Whoa, Friday, January 6th, 1928. Well, maybe that explains the color down here. No, to fix that, all you got to do is go to current time and date. And okay, I don't know why I just did that. It shouldn't have. Oh, random values. Okay, unclick your random values. I'm sorry. And there you go. It's the current date. Now you can change your size, your tracking, your colors, decimal places. This is a pretty cool effect. Should look into playing around with it a little bit. Although I think that's a little too big, so let's try a numeric date. Yeah, there we go. I think that's what I used in the preview. And there you go. So let's scroll back out of that. Make sure nothing's highlighted. And let's do a RAM review. Preview. Simple as 1, 2, 3. Hope all of you enjoyed this tutorial. See you for the next one. Take care.